Good evening. This is All Sports with LD, coming back at you with another YouTube post from my YouTube channel. Before I get into tonight's content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let's get into it. For tonight's post, I want to talk about whatever happened to David, the American Dream. You know, the boxer with the droopy eyelid. Well, I happened to find a couple articles online kind of giving an update of what his situation is. I'll go through some highlights of the two articles. I won't read all of the articles. I won't read both articles in full. I'll post a link to both articles, and at your leisure you can go in and take a look at what the article says. So let's get started. So David Reed, he was the only boxer from the ultra-talented 1996 U.S. Olympic squad to reach the gold medal round. Floyd Mayweather, Antonio Tarver, and Fernando Vargas had to settle for bronze. If Reed didn't come through against highly favored Cuban Alfredo de Virgil, the Americans would leave without a boxing gold for the first time since 1948. Reed entered the final round hopelessly behind in the scoring. He needed a knockout to win, but that seemed impossible based on the fact he failed to register a single point in the previous round. Mere seconds into the final round, Reed absorbed de Virgil's left hand yet again, but this time Reed countered with a short overhand right that landed flush on de Virgil's cheek and nose. The mighty Cuban fell face first at Reed's feet and was counted out. A freak injury was the bane of Reed's career. A punch from Daniel Santos in the final of the 1995 Pan American Games damaged Reed's left eyelid. The muscle lost its elasticity, making it sag. Doctors estimated he would have about a year before the eyelid impeded his vision enough to make boxing too dangerous. As a result of this injury, his managers and promoter, Lou DiBella, the vice president of HBO Sports, also his manager's boxing team, fast-tracked his career due to the eye injury, believing that he didn't have long before his career would come to an end. And that's exactly what happened. It was a short-lived career, but, in my opinion, a very successful career. He finished with a record of 17-2, 7 KOs. Also, he was the WBA champion. With the eye injury and a short career due to the eye injury, it's my opinion that he accomplished a lot in such a short time. In my opinion, I think it merits a Hall of Fame career. I'm not sure if he's in the Hall of Fame, but it's just my opinion. I believe this deserves, or he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So this was an article from 2004. Then I found an article that was written 2016. So let's jump to that. The title of the previous article I was reading is David Reed's American Nightmare. And this article I'm reading from, it was actually written in 2015, called The American Dream Came Close to Being a Nightmare for Philly's David Reed. The room is small, dimly lit, but clean. A flat-screen TV sits in the tiny parlor where the curtains are always drawn. Boxing magazine and books are splayed out across the floor and kitchen table, but the room is empty, devoid of any presence or personality. David Reed prefers it this way. The 1996 Olympic gold medalist lives a cloistered, almost monastic life by choice. Reed rarely ventures from his modest two-bedroom apartment complex in Marquette, Michigan, where he's lived for the past 9 years. His days are spent reading various magazines and books alone. He eats alone. He works out alone. He attends church alone. Reed feels safe in the cocoon he's created. More importantly, he knows where he is and that he can't get lost, because there was a time when Reed was lost. There was a time the Philadelphia native who received $1 million pro signing bonus and debuted on HBO and ate his Thanksgiving dinner in a homeless shelter. There was a time when America's Olympic hero came close to dying from heat exposure while sitting alone in his car during one of the hottest summers in Michigan history. Those are the dark years, a time when Reed lost faith in friends and family. All are now gone, no longer a part of his life. Remember the details of that sweltering summer day in 2005 when he sat in his car with the windows up, sweat raining down his face as he voraciously paged through his books, numb to what was happening to his overheated body. The next thing Reed knew, he was in the hospital. Reed survived and recovered, but he's not all right. That I'll go ahead and post the links to both articles. I'm not going to read everything from both articles, but kind of get the gist of what happened. Kind of a sad end to a young man who had great promise. That's what I could find. That was the latest article I could find of 2015. The article also stated that he does suffer from depression, and I believe he's on medication. So this was just an opportunity to talk about one of the boxers that climbed the mountain and fell just as fast as he climbed the mountain. So this is 2021, or the end of 2021. I hope that David Reed is still in fairly good health, and I hope that he is managing his depression. But this is what I have for now. I wish him all the best. Until next time, have a good one.